When we think about improving sleep, one of the most overlooked yet incredibly powerful actions we can take is to create a consistent sleep routine that our bodies can rely on. In the United States, where busy lifestyles, irregular work schedules, and the constant presence of technology often interrupt our natural sleep cycles, many people underestimate how much simply going to bed and waking up at the same time each day can influence the quality of their rest. Our bodies are designed to operate on what's called a circadian rhythm, which is like an internal clock that regulates when we feel alert and when we feel sleepy. When that rhythm is disrupted because one night we go to bed at 10, another night at 1 in the morning, and then wake up at different times depending on the day, the body struggles to know when it should truly rest. The result is often tossing and turning, waking up throughout the night, or starting the day feeling groggy and unrefreshed. By choosing a consistent bedtime and wake-up time, we send a clear signal to our body that it can expect rest at a predictable hour, and over time this creates a strong rhythm that makes it easier to fall asleep naturally. Think of children as an example. Parents often put their kids on bedtime schedules because they know it helps them sleep better, but as adults, we tend to abandon that idea, telling ourselves we'll just sleep when we can. Yet our adult bodies function on the same principle. Just like a child's body benefits from routine, so does ours, even though we might not admit it. Consistency allows the release of hormones like melatonin to become more predictable, ensuring our bodies enter the different stages of sleep smoothly. Without that rhythm, we are more prone to shallow sleep that leaves us restless. Many sleep experts in the U.S. emphasize that people who maintain the same schedule, even on weekends, tend to experience not only better nighttime rest, but also more stable energy levels during the day. That means fewer afternoon crashes, less reliance on caffeine, and more alertness when it really counts. Another part of creating a consistent sleep routine is developing what we call a pre-sleep ritual. Americans live in one of the most fast-paced societies in the world, and stress often follows us into the bedroom. Our minds can be racing with thoughts about work, bills, or tomorrow's schedule, and expecting ourselves to instantly fall asleep in that state is unrealistic. A pre-sleep routine acts like a bridge between the chaos of the day and the calm of the night. This could mean dimming the lights an hour before bed to mimic the natural setting of the sun, which encourages the body to prepare for rest. It might involve taking a warm shower, putting on comfortable sleepwear, reading a physical book instead of scrolling on a phone, or listening to soothing music. Each of these actions can become a cue that signals to the body that it's time to wind down. When done consistently, the brain begins to associate those actions with sleep, and before long, you'll notice it's easier to drift off shortly after beginning your routine. One challenge many people face in America is the unpredictable nature of work schedules, especially those who work night shifts, long hours, or rotating shifts. In these cases, building consistency can be difficult, but it's still possible. Even if your schedule forces you to sleep at unconventional times, the key is to stay consistent with the hours you do have available. If you work nights, aim to sleep at the same time each morning after your shift. Block out light with blackout curtains, use earplugs to limit noise, and treat your sleep time as sacred. Over time, even if your schedule is different from the majority, your body will adapt to your personal rhythm, and you'll still gain the benefits of routine. It's also worth considering how our cultural habits in the U.S. affect sleep routines. Many people watch late-night television, scroll social media, or snack at irregular hours, all of which can throw off the body's ability to recognize when it's time to rest. Creating a consistent sleep routine often means making lifestyle adjustments, such as cutting back on late-night screen time or setting boundaries around work emails after a certain hour. At first, it can feel like a sacrifice, but the reward is better sleep, which in turn leads to sharper focus, improved mood, and even better physical health. Studies in America have shown that people with regular sleep patterns are less likely to develop issues like obesity, heart disease, and depression, all of which are tied to poor sleep quality. Families can also benefit from establishing sleep routines together. In many American households, family members have different schedules. Children may have school, parents may have late work, and teenagers often stay up late. But when families establish a shared bedtime routine, even if just partially overlapping, it promotes healthier sleep for everyone. For example, setting a household rule of no screens an hour before bed can encourage everyone to engage in quiet activities like reading or conversation. Not only does this improve sleep quality, but it also fosters family bonding and reduces the constant stimulation that keeps minds alert late into the evening. Consistency also plays an important role in regulating mood and mental health. In the United States, where anxiety and stress are common concerns, irregular sleep often makes these problems worse. Lack of routine can amplify feelings of irritability, impatience, and difficulty concentrating. On the other hand, people who follow consistent sleep schedules often report feeling calmer, more balanced, and better equipped to handle stress. This is because the brain thrives on predictability, and when it knows rest will come at a certain time each day, it doesn't remain in a constant state of alertness. Another critical step toward better sleep and relaxation is limiting stimulants and reducing screen time before bed, because what we consume in the hours leading up to rest plays a direct role in how well we are able to fall asleep and stay asleep. In the United States, where coffee culture is deeply ingrained and late-night television or smartphone scrolling has become the norm, many people unintentionally sabotage their sleep without realizing it. Caffeine, for example, is not only found in coffee but also in soda, energy drinks, tea, and even chocolate, and it can remain in the bloodstream for hours. That means the cup of coffee someone drinks at 5 p.m. to power through the evening could still be affecting their nervous system by 11 p.m. when they are trying to fall asleep. It acts as a stimulant by blocking adenosine, the chemical in the brain that signals sleepiness, which leaves people lying in bed restless, frustrated, and wide awake when they should be winding down. Cutting back on caffeine in the afternoon and evening is a simple but powerful change that can help people in the U.S. improve the quality of their sleep without any medication or complicated interventions. Screen time presents another major obstacle. Smartphones, tablets, televisions, and laptops all emit a type of blue light that interferes with the natural production of melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate the sleep-wake cycle. When Americans spend hours scrolling social media, watching Netflix, or answering work emails late into the night, they are essentially tricking their brains into believing it is still daytime. This confusion delays the release of melatonin, making it harder to feel sleepy even when the body is exhausted. Over time, this pattern not only disrupts falling asleep, but also reduces the depth of sleep, preventing people from reaching the restorative stages that are necessary for memory, immune function, and emotional regulation. Many sleep specialists in the U.S. now recommend creating a digital curfew, turning off devices at least an hour before bedtime, and replacing screen time with more relaxing alternatives like reading a paperback, journaling, or listening to calming music. Beyond blue light, there is also the issue of mental stimulation. Social media platforms and television shows are designed to grab attention and keep users engaged, which often means exposing people to fast-paced, dramatic, or emotionally charged content just before bed. Instead of calming the mind, this raises adrenaline and stress levels, making it harder to relax. For many Americans, watching the news late at night has become a habit, but this often results in heightened anxiety that carries over into the sleep hours. By being more intentional about what they consume before bed, people can protect their peace of mind and allow their nervous system to settle. For instance, choosing to read something lighthearted or engaging in a relaxing hobby like knitting or gentle stretching can create the right mental state for rest. It is not only caffeine and screens that interfere with sleep, but also other stimulants found in everyday American lifestyles. Nicotine from smoking or vaping, alcohol consumed in the evening, and even heavy late night meals can all act as disruptors. While some people believe alcohol helps them fall asleep more quickly, studies have consistently shown that it leads to poorer sleep quality, more frequent awakenings, and less time spent in the restorative deep sleep phases. Similarly, nicotine acts as a stimulant that increases heart rate and alertness, which is the opposite of what the body needs before bedtime. Heavy meals late at night force the digestive system to remain active when it should be slowing down, leading to discomfort, indigestion, or acid reflux that can keep people awake. Shifting dinner time earlier and avoiding stimulants in the hours before bed can create a dramatic improvement in sleep health. Americans are often caught in a cycle where stimulants are used to counter fatigue during the day, and then poor sleep at night leads to greater reliance on stimulants the following day. For example, someone who gets only 5 hours of sleep turns to multiple cups of coffee or an energy drink to power through work. But then, When night comes, the lingering caffeine prevents them from falling asleep, continuing the cycle. Breaking this pattern requires awareness and intentional action, such as replacing that late afternoon coffee with water, herbal tea, or even a short walk to re-energize naturally. Over time, as sleep improves, the dependence on stimulants decreases, creating a healthier balance. In many workplaces across the United States, late night productivity is glorified, and people are expected to be available around the clock through email or text. This culture makes it especially difficult to step away from screens before bed, yet setting boundaries is essential. One effective strategy is to keep devices out of the bedroom entirely. By charging phones in another room, people can avoid the temptation of endless scrolling or checking notifications in the middle of the night. For those who use their phones as alarm clocks, switching to a traditional alarm clock can remove that dependency. These small adjustments can transform the bedroom into a true sanctuary for rest rather than an extension of the office or social life. The link between stimulants, screen time, and mental health is also significant. In the U.S., where stress, anxiety, and insomnia are widespread, late night technology use has been shown to increase symptoms of depression and anxiety while reducing sleep quality. When the brain is deprived of deep sleep, it is less capable of regulating emotions, making stress feel more overwhelming. By reducing stimulation before bed, people give their minds the chance to reset, improving not only sleep, but also emotional resilience. Families can benefit from implementing household rules such as turning off Wi-Fi at a certain time or creating shared quiet activities in the evening, which can teach children and teenagers healthy sleep habits from a young age. The simple act of limiting stimulants and screen time before bed may seem small, but for many Americans it is the missing piece in their struggle for better sleep. By becoming mindful of caffeine intake, setting digital boundaries, and creating healthier nighttime rituals, the body and mind are better prepared to transition into restful, restorative sleep. Practicing relaxation techniques is one of the most effective yet underutilized methods for preparing both the body and the mind for quality sleep. And in the United States, where daily life is often defined by high stress, long work hours, and constant exposure to technology, learning how to truly relax has become more important than ever. Many Americans push through the day on adrenaline and caffeine, carrying their stress with them well into the evening, which makes it almost impossible to drift into deep, restful sleep. Relaxation techniques are not just vague ideas about taking it easy. They are intentional practices that signal to the nervous system that it is time to move out of the fight or flight mode and into the rest and digest state that promotes sleep. The simple truth is that relaxation is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with consistent practice, which means anyone can learn it and benefit from it regardless of their age, lifestyle, or current stress levels. One of the most accessible relaxation techniques is deep breathing. Although it sounds simple, controlled breathing exercises can make a profound difference in how quickly someone falls asleep and how deeply they rest. By inhaling slowly through the nose, holding briefly, and exhaling even more slowly through the mouth, the body activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which lowers heart rate, reduces blood pressure, and eases muscle tension. For Americans who often deal with workplace stress, commuting challenges, and financial pressures, deep breathing can be a way to release the day's tension and prepare the mind for rest. Some people practice a method like the 4-7-8 breathing technique, where they inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and exhale for 8, while others simply focus on slow, rhythmic breathing. The key is consistency, and over time the body begins to associate deep breathing with calmness, making it easier to transition into sleep at night. Another powerful tool is progressive muscle relaxation, which involves tensing and then relaxing different muscle groups in the body, usually starting from the feet and working upward. This practice helps people become aware of physical tension they may not even realize they are holding, such as clenched jaws, tight shoulders, or stiff necks. In the United States, where sitting at desks, driving long commutes, and carrying stress physically is common, progressive muscle relaxation can release built-up strain and create a sense of heaviness that naturally encourages sleep. People who practice this technique often report that it not only improves their ability to fall asleep, but also reduces stress, related headaches, and muscle discomfort. It is an especially valuable practice for those who feel restless when lying in bed because it gives the mind something constructive to focus on while the body lets go of the day's tension. Meditation and mindfulness practices are also gaining popularity in the US as more people recognize their impact on mental clarity and sleep health. Mindfulness meditation encourages individuals to focus on the present moment without judgment, which can quiet the racing thoughts that so often keep people awake at night. Guided meditations, available through apps or audio recordings, can be particularly helpful for beginners. These sessions may involve visualizations, calming affirmations, or gentle instructions to focus on the breath and release distractions. Over time, meditation strengthens the brain's ability to shift out of stress mode and into relaxation, making it easier to let go of worries before bedtime. In a culture where multitasking and constant mental activity are often rewarded, meditation offers a counterbalance by training the mind to slow down and embrace stillness. Gentle physical activities like yoga and stretching are another form of relaxation that can prepare the body for restful sleep. Simple stretches that open the hips, relax the lower back, and release tension in the shoulders can be especially effective for people who spend long hours sitting, which is a common lifestyle pattern in America. Yoga poses combined with mindful breathing not only loosen stiff muscles, but also calm the nervous system, making it a holistic practice for both the body and the mind. Even 5 to 10 minutes of light stretching before bed can reduce restlessness, improve circulation, and create a soothing transition into sleep. For many Americans, stress is tied to the constant stream of thoughts about work, responsibilities, and future worries. Journaling can serve as a relaxation technique that clears the mental clutter before bedtime. By writing down concerns, to-do lists, or even reflections on gratitude, people externalize their thoughts, which reduces the mental load carried into sleep. This practice reassures the mind that it does not need to keep rehearsing tomorrow's schedule in order to remember it, allowing for greater peace at night. Some people in the US have also found value in combining journaling with other relaxation rituals, such as sipping a cup of herbal tea or lighting a calming candle to create a multi-sensory wind-down experience. Relaxation can also be supported through environmental techniques. Aromatherapy, for instance, has become increasingly popular in the United States, with scents like lavender, chamomile, and sandalwood known for their calming properties. Diffusers, pillow sprays, or even essential oil rollers can transform the bedroom into a space that signals tranquility. Soft music, nature sounds, or white noise machines can further enhance the atmosphere by blocking disruptive noises and providing a calming backdrop for rest. By shaping the environment with intention, Americans can counteract the overstimulation of daily life and create a sanctuary that promotes relaxation and sleep. The importance of relaxation techniques extends beyond falling asleep quickly. They also improve the quality of sleep throughout the night. People who practice these techniques often find that they wake less frequently, experience fewer nightmares, and spend more time in the restorative stages of deep and REM sleep. This has ripple effects on health, mood, and performance. In the US, where many people struggle with burnout and chronic stress, integrating relaxation practices into daily life can be a preventative measure against long-term health problems. It not only benefits sleep, but also supports cardiovascular health, reduces anxiety, and improves overall resilience. In closing, better sleep and true relaxation do not come from complicated solutions, but from small, simple steps practiced consistently. By creating a steady routine that honors your body's natural rhythm, by limiting stimulants and screens that disrupt rest, and by embracing relaxation techniques that calm the mind and release tension, you give yourself the gift of deeper, more restorative sleep. In a world as fast-paced as ours, prioritizing rest is not a luxury. It is a necessity for health, energy, and happiness. Remember, every positive change begins with a single step, and with these steps, you can transform not only your nights, but also the quality of your days.